love.
Hello and welcome to Cabin Fever Radio Novelas. Season numero 3, where an isolated group of talented actors and creators come together to stave off their madness and yours. I always try to make it as fast as possible and keep us all entertained through dramatic readings of your favorite movies and TV shows, along with original material. Yes, we do have original material. This episode is sponsored by that original material, which is Vengeance Turns, an original Cabin Fever radio show and podcast. But we'll hear more about them later in the show.
All through the show.
Pretty much all
That's what
of
the show's about.
show.
Yeah. It's the Q&A. It's the cast and crew reunion.
I am the host. I'm getting to that part. Mr. David Rana. And in this season, we are focused on feature-length films, but today is a very special episode, as you can tell by what they just said, the tag of the video and all that fun stuff, which will be a Q&A with the cast and crew of Vengeance Turns, the
kind of
radio
the same thing,
show
right?
and podcast.
The crew was the cast, was the crew and the cast. And
you also have to kind of separate it every now and again, you know, to make the credits look longer than they actually are. And joining us for this amazing Q&A is Jess B., Marissa Martin, Rob Fury, Kelsey Jaffer, Mariah Hart, Braxton Ray, Robert Christopher Smith, and hosting the Q&A will be Dave Ross.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll take it from there. Thank you, Mr. David Rano.
There is a small little thing.
Oh, damn, it's a fight already.
Yeah, hold on, David. You're cutting out a little bit.
Already making memes.
Yes, because this is metal, as you can tell. But first of all, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe to Cabin Fever Radio on all social medias. The links will be in the description below, as well as the links to our cast members. So you can follow them on Instagram as well. So before we continue, again, we want to thank you for tuning in. And if you have a couple cents left over in your wallet, be sure to go to patreon.com/cabinfeverradio so you can also get exclusive content that you wouldn't normally see live. So be sure to
kind of like this.
Patreon, kind of like this. Some of these Q&As, this one because it's a special Q&A, but after every single show, we have a post show where we talk about other projects and future projects that we're currently working on and only exclusive on Patreon. So that's patreon.com/cabinfeverradio.
And
other than that,
we're not gonna say we confirm nor deny there may be some nipple pasties in the Patreon after show.
No,
we're not gonna say confirm or deny.
This guy,
Rob, if you dangle those again without delivering, I'm gonna drive up there. You're not that far from me, I think.
These guys call them pasties.
Dangling them when they're on. So
it's simply my hair removal systems, guys. That's not pasties. I've told you. That's just hair removal.
Those are my nair strips. Yeah.
That's right. Stop it.
The foam nair really burns. Can't do it anymore.
Can't do it.
No doubt.
And on that note as well, again, we are doing this live, so any questions that you might have for the cast, feel free to let us know, put it in the comments below, and we could answer your questions or not. Again, it's up to you, because if you don't ask a question, we won't answer it, since that's how.
And some of the questions that get asked today, we'll pretend that they came from you.
Yeah. Like, who is the guy
not
talking too much?
using any planted questions.
Yeah. They're all on the spot, ready to go, improv. Yes. And we are ready to go. Dave, now you can do your thing.
Oh, may I? Well, thank you. I'll take it. Thank you. That is co-executive founder. What is it? Co-founder, executive producer, Mr. David Rano. Just
of Rano Films.
Of Rano Films. He possesses the gavel. The man is made of talent. And then we also had thank you, Bobby Smith, Robert Christopher Smith, Another very talented person. This team of writers came together, made this incredible story, which has traveled from being a feature-length film at its inception to radio plays. There's comic book versions. All of those things are available at vengeanceturns.com. What we're going to be getting into today is kind of a deeper dive as to where the story came from, what some of the fascinating things were for the cast to work on. We'll get into it with each cast member, but I just want to go through a little bit. I know Bobby and Dave, Mr. David, we've got a little bit of your background. I want to go to Mariah Hart, and Mariah, if you could just, yeah, I know.
Why do I have to go first?
Is this really going to Mariah Hart, or is this where we're referring to everybody as Mariah Hart?
I'm just going to call everybody Mariah Hart. So
Awesome.
yeah. Okay. So Mariah Hart, first of all, welcome to the cast Q&A reunion show.
Thank you,
Phenomenal
Dave.
job.
Shut the fuck
Phenomenal
up.
job. in the thing. I'd like for you to tell the audience which characters you did the voices for.
Okay, so I did some like kids characters in a couple of the episodes, but my main character was Hester Blake.
Hester
Yes.
Blake. Now, that's a pretty complex character. And for the people who listen to the live this afternoon, they know. For the people that have been following Vengeance Turns, they, of course, know that Hester is a very complex character. What do you think was the biggest challenge in approaching that role from a vocal standpoint?
When I first read the script, I didn't really know how I wanted to go with it. I didn't know what kind of accents everybody else was doing, and I've never really done a Southern accent before. So we just like went with it. The first time I read through it and we did like a rehearsal, I was like, okay, here she is. And it was kind of a mix of like the Southern, but I also wanted kind of that like Southern belle, so people would know right off the bat that she was a little troublemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it carried through. I mean, the character that you were able to get vocally down was very rich on that side. And then also the children were authentic. They were believable. It was a phenomenal job. Thank you, Mariah Hart.
You are
Move on
welcome.
to Mr. Rob Fury. Rob Fury. Rob.
You talking to me?
Rob over here.
Oh, there you are. Hi, what is up, my friend?
Rob, not as much as what's going on with you. First of all, welcome to the show. It's good to see your face.
Thank you.
How you doing? Yeah.
I'm all right. You know, I know because of my complexion and my fantastically bronze complexion because of the Los Angeles sun that I could probably.
Oh, baby, you're a
blend
little
in
bit
into the
darker than
background.
bronze. I gotta, baby, you about 2 or 3 shades too dark to be bronze. I'm closer to bronze than you.
Oh,
So,
then I'm mocha. I'm mocha. Is that better? God damn it.
How
Yeah,
are
it's
you
hot
lighting that
chocolate.
room?
It's my fantastic personality. That's why.
I love it.
Ooh,
So,
yeah,
Rob Fury, real quick, tell us which characters you voiced in Vengeance Turns.
Okay, I definitely know that I played. I voiced some 2-bit swine handlers on the side, but the main character that I did voice was that damn varmint Jefferson Coltrane, that piece of shit. And I'm going to get you, Simon. I'm going to get you. I'm going to make you squeal, boy. But yeah, that's the
You can
character
see
that
it. It's in the eyes. Yeah. Well done.
I
you
gotta
say?
say that out of all that we only really cast out the parts for Braxton or for Simon and for Jefferson. And when I heard Rob's take on Jefferson, there was zero question that he was the guy. It was unbelievable that he just came in and he owned it.
Like I was very fortunate that you guys even put out the casting call for that, and like literally there's a part of me that was just like, okay, it's a casting call, I'm just gonna do it. And you know how everybody, especially during this time, you're like, I want to do stuff, but I already want to do stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna I literally did it while I was in my car going from location to location. I was like, I'm just gonna do this, put my little lav mic in my phone. I'm like, I'm gonna record this, and you know what's the worst that could happen? I get no response, fine, or I get yeah, we're not looking for that, thank you very much, or you got it. So it's like,
well, I think we ended up best case scenario there with you involved in the cast, and then also having the characters that you had a chance to play. Very vocally diverse, extremely well performed, Rob Fury. Thanks for joining
why,
the show.
thank you. I am going to now dub you Mr. Fantastic Beard.
Well, thank you. I appreciate. Look, I just brushed it out. I appreciate you noticing that.
This guy they need to like give him a commercial for one of those groomers. Like, hey, you want to groom your beard? Be like David Ross. Groom it the right way, the Ross way.
I use bearded all.
Bearded all. That's great.
McElroy's bearded all.
All right, and then moving on to Jess. I lost your video. Jess, are you still there?
I am.
He's there.
Hey, there you are. Oh, you show up when you talk. Right, because that's how this all works. Welcome to the show, the lovely and talented Jess. How do I say your last name?
B.
It's just B. I've shortened it to B.
Oh,
I'm Jess.
Listen,
Yep.
on behalf of the world, thank you. So that's so much easier. It's just the letter B now?
B-E. Like I'm just
okay. Just
B.
being.
It's the letter B-E.
Yeah,
together.
You're just being. I love it. Jess,
B to the power of E.
welcome to the show again. I've had a chance to work with you a couple of times, as well as some of the other cast. Always enjoy working with you, and it's always a pleasure. Extremely talented performer, Jess B. Jess, fill us in. Which characters did you do the voices for Vengeance Turns?
Sure, I did a couple of small ones. I also played one of the kids, which was really fun. I also did Mrs. Caldwell. I think I did like one line of a Mrs. Sutherland. And then my main role was Delicate Poison.
Oh, Delicate Poison. Now, which one of the kids were you?
I was a little boy, Edward.
Edward, yeah.
You were the little boy. Is it too much to ask? Can we get just a little bit of it live on the Q&A?
I don't know. It might scare you.
I'm hungry, mommy.
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show again. Phenomenal job. Then we have Marissa Martin. Marissa, hello. Is
your mic on?
It's you I'm looking for.
Can you hear me?
There you are. I can see you. Okay. Hey. Hi. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Marissa Martin.
Everything's coming up, Marissa.
That's how the song goes. Yeah, it was originally that.
I don't know that song, but okay.
The extremely talented, and don't you dare fuck with her, Marissa Martin. Marissa, please fill us in on which characters you played in Vengeance Turns.
I did a little old Betty, some older, Southern lady.
Mrs. Payne.
Mrs. Payne. Mrs. Payne.
Uh-huh.
That old bitch. And then I also did Gloria.
Gloria.
Just Gloria?
Okay, just Gloria.
Gloria.
Just Gloria. Got it. Well, again,
People
phenomenal job. And as I hear, you were kind of instrumental in some of the production of it as well. Are you able to talk about that at all? Is that something Bobby and David can let you talk about, or no?
No.
Oh, see, okay. Secret times. That's okay. We have a number of secrets coming up. We have our initial sort of a little break with the cast because I want to bring up a discussion point. But we do have a special surprise at the end of the episode. So if you are tuned in here watching us live, we appreciate you joining us.
Big news.
Here at Cabin Fever for the Vengeance Turns cast and crew reunion episode Q&A. Did I get the title right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I'm loving it. All right, so I'm gonna give you a moment to talk amongst yourselves as cast and crew about what you all felt was the biggest reward that you received from working through this experience. Because as I understand, there are a number of challenges. Everybody's in different places. You're not all in the same room. There's little rehearsal availability. So what were some of the things that you felt were really rewarding when you overcame? And just kind of, we'll just talk about it.
Well, I definitely have to say, I think I speak for everybody. It's just working with Mariah Hart. That would have to be like the quintessential, like the top. Everybody, I love that everybody. Either they're on mute or they're just like, "Oh no, stop this!" Stop this.
You got crickets even in the chats. Everybody was like, "Ooh."
No, you see, the thing is that you guys you had to have been along with us for the ride, especially during the Patreon show, for you to understand that we do have a long going joke that you know, it's you've seen the show. It's everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Mariah Hart. So it's you know.
You
it's
were
like the
about to say Marissa.
I was about to say
Let's
Marissa
face
Hart
it.
actually.
You know what though?
Goodbye.
That's okay.
Wait a minute.
Mariah.
Wait. Are Mariah and
Marissa.
Marissa different people? Are
They're
they
different.
people?
They're different
They are
people,
different
and
It's
do you know
it's
what?
a personality.
It's a personality thing.
That's fucked up. I always thought that Mariah and Marissa were the same.
Well, they're
But
not.
that was like,
Yeah,
Bobby,
No, I
this
learned
is
that
not
too.
Sister, the TV show. They're not twins.
this
You know what
shit
else?
is getting me so confused.
Damn it,
man.
Bobby! Not all white people look alike. Damn it.
But why do both of their names start with ma and end with I don't understand.
It's called the alphabet, my friend. Like what the?
It's okay, Rob. It's okay. We all make mistakes. I made at least two very recently because I forgot to introduce two of the cast members because I can't see their videos, and that's what I was using. So thanks for the chat. So
A quick little video tip. Top corner of Zoom, you should have a gallery view little button. Click on that and you should
there's
be able to see.
everybody.
There is everybody.
You can see it
Toronto
all.
tip.
Oh yeah, no, I was dealing with like Marissa's cat and like
The more you know. Bung, bung, bung,
just
bung.
noises off. All right,
That's
so
why I'm the executive producer.
and co-founder, Mr. David Rano. All right,
And
so
technical
let me-
director.
And technical director.
Allow me,
Yes.
please, if you will, internets and everyone, forgive me for skipping these two people. So we'll begin with Kelsey Jaffer.
Yay!
This is too much. I'm going on mute again.
Please,
Yeah,
Kelsey,
I know.
do not sue.
Kelsey.
Do not sue David Russ when I introduce you.
And my sincere apologies. I had the stupid view up on the thing. I couldn't see everybody. So as I understand, you were also extremely instrumental in the development of a character. And so I wanted maybe a chance to talk about that with you. But Kelsey, first tell us which characters you played in Vengeance Turns.
So I played one question mark character. Rebecca Falcone / Mia Falcon. Same character, big old transformation. And yeah, it was really, really cool to get to play her. Like I still can't believe I got to read for her. So
Yeah,
awesome.
It's an incredible story. It's an incredible story arc for any character. To as a performer to have the opportunity to do it, absolutely jealous. Inside of that experience, I heard you also helped to develop a different character within the movie, and I see Bobby nodding his head. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I think it's 3 years though.
3.5.
3.5.
Wow.
The first, so Vengeance Turns originally was going to be a full-length independent film, and I auditioned for the role of Mia Falcon, but was offered by Bobby the role of Delicate Poison. And then, as things
And it hadn't even been written yet. There wasn't anything yet. It was like, hey, do you want to
Really?
be this character that doesn't exist? Yeah.
Yeah.
Beef,
I didn't know that.
Surprises
I've
revealed.
been duped this whole time. But yeah, and
We knew it was going to be there. We just didn't have anything yet,
that's wild. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Whoa. Excuse me, that's wild. Excuse me, I think Mr. David Rano has a bumper that is more
Please.
appropriate for that. Please.
Was that it? That was it.
That's metal.
That's metal.
Yeah.
That was so metal.
That's metal.
Now you make a deal.
Thank you. How could I have forgotten? But I did. We're all human. So I definitely was a part of kind of creating the character of Delicate Poison. There was some collaboration there because it was like the film was gonna be filming, and then as things do in this freaking business, things get delayed and changed over time. So yeah, but it ended up being this really cool collaborative thing where we kind of would bounce back and forth ideas about I think because of X, Y, and Z that happened in Delicate Poison's past, she would be like this or whatever.
Oh
So
gosh,
it's
we
kind
even talked about the owl we talked about,
the barn owl.
Kelsey designed the look, the makeup for it.
It was really fun.
As we were writing it, one of the things about the whole story is that it involves so much about mutts, that there's this whole thing about ethnicity and race all through it on every level. And I'm obsessed with the idea of being a mutt, because I am a mutt. Kelsey's a mutt. I hope she doesn't mind me saying.
Oh yeah, no.
But as we kept talking about the character, I kept wanting to write Kelsey into the character more and more when we thought that when the character was being developed for her. And so there's all this backstory that's been developed now where we know a lot about Delicate Poison's father and the fact that he is a first generation Britishman who originally his family was from India. And so Delicate Poison is the only that I know of anywhere, Indian. She's half Native American and half British Indian. So
yeah, I think her father was like, gosh, we came up with so many things. So forgive me if I don't remember which thing we landed on, but it was her father was brought over by British colonists, or what's it called? I don't know, explorers in Canada as a kind of a servant guy, and then he's in academia in Britain, and they yanked him basically out of the classroom because you're studying Indians and you know about Indians, and he's like, I don't want to go to America because I don't know anything about Native Americans. That's not the kind of Indians I know about. I'm studying my ancestry. I know about those kind of Indians. And they're like, close enough. Get on the boat.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been a really cool full circle thing to have originally auditioned for Mia, then have been given the privilege of helping to create the character of Delicate Poison and then playing Mia.
Come back around to me. Yeah, pretty cool.
That's very cool. Well, thank you so much. It's a good thing you got that audition notice. It's a good thing you took the chance and you did the audition, because now we have wonderful, memorable characters and a wonderful performance to remember. Thank you very much, Kelsey. 7 apologies for forgetting you.
Okay.
I also want to say that original exposure to Kelsey made her one of me and David Ruano's favorite performers of any kind, and it led us to write other stuff specifically for and with Kelsey. So we'd made a movie called Taker the story was written by Kelsey, stars Kelsey. She wrote the music for it and did all the artwork for it. And then we did a half an hour horror movie called Her Own Demons that was written specifically for Kelsey.
Yeah. Which we could have done both of them in one day.
Yeah, we should have.
Somebody said
should have saved the location. Yeah.
And then Kelsey actually sings in that one as well.
Oh wow. Okay. Awesome.
We believe in Kelsey.
We believe.
That is totally metal.
Marissa's over there like, Dear Diary. We're talking a lot about Kelsey today.
I think she's eating teeth for sure. Yeah, she's like crunch. That one's rotten.
Gross. All right, and then definitely last and absolutely not least. I probably said that weird, but we have Braxton Ray. Well, you are. I definitely did you last, and that's my bad. But also,
that sounded weird too. That sounded weird too.
Least.
I did you last.
Yeah.
Damn. It's because you didn't take him out. You didn't take him out to dinner first. That's why.
I'm not going to get out with
time for that. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta get it popping. Okay, and just.
Oh, it's quarantine time. Hey, get it in.
The train has left the rails.
Oh, we are not going to get out of the hole with a shovel. But ladies and gentlemen, Braxton, thanks for joining us here on the show. Braxton Ray, tell us about who you played in Vengeance Turns.
Yeah, so I was really excited to play Simon Coltrane, so that's Jefferson's son. And yeah, that was just a really fun part. He's like this young kid, and he's half native, I believe, and half black. So he's got a bunch of things going in there, back to the mutt thing. Yeah, so it was really fun to take on that role. It's also a role that I don't think, if I'm like performing live or whatever, I would never have been cast in. So I was really excited to be able to like voice act that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a neat opportunity. In listening through, Simon was immediately one of my favorite characters because Simon is immediately from Jump Street. Simon is Ride or Die. He's
He
ride or
is,
die.
and I love that about
From the
him.
moment he won't participate to the moment he won't leave her unattended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got some
Simon is there, and I just love that in a character. I loved your portrayal of it. You brought a heart to it that I feel was special to you. So thank you.
Oh, thanks so much. I do love and I think I love the way that it's written, that Simon is just, he very much sticks to his own like morals or ethics, and I like appreciate that. And I personally try to stick to that. So I loved how that was written actually. So
Yeah, I was saying today that I've never really thought about it until I was listening at the live party today, and that was that for me, Simon is the only like pure hero in the whole thing. You know, truly heroic. You know, he's got heroic motives, and like he was just saying, like more pure than any other character. And he also gets for me, like it's neat where we catch him, because it's kind of like with Mia. We catch him at a very particular point in his life where he is actually, you can actually look through the window and watch him grow up, you know, across those 4 episodes, you know.
Yeah, well, and it's neat because, and you know, just from a storytelling perspective, all of the characters in here swing wild side to side. There's arcs left and right, but Simon's is one of my favorites. It's tried and true, straight on through. He does nothing but grow. It's a phenomenal character.
I told David yesterday, David Ruano, I said, in some ways I think that it's Simon's story as much as it's Mia's. It's really a story about Mia. If I imagine who's telling this story, I always imagine that it's somewhere down the road, Simon telling this story, you know.
I like that. Yeah.
He would be the one to write it down. He'd be the one with the heart to remember. Yeah.
And he would also make himself look good in the story. You know?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Oh,
He would be the
yeah.
hero.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think we all-
and I'm pretty sure
I was quite
Marissa-
heroic. I never did
right.
anything wrong.
And I'm pretty sure Marissa's thinking it. He's got some nice teeth.
Okay, look, I was
nice
hoping it would come
crunchy
up.
teeth. Yeah. Just
Can he just have his teeth in his mouth? Like, let him smile, okay?
It did not pay to floss around Gloria in 1876.
Remember, Simon, I'm gonna come get you.
Yeah.
I love how
Okay.
Braxton's just like, oh shit, never mind now.
It's like,
Right.
okay, we just gotta step back.
Be like, oh shit, daddy's coming. Never mind. Bye bye, guys. Yo, listen, just leave. My curfew's done. I gotta go.
You're gonna have to fight me for him.
Here we go.
For mine.
Oh.
Here
Well,
we
I
go.
think
I don't got my damn NAFTA right now. Damn it.
I think we have just enough time for one of the giveaways that I had planned before we roll into a commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll talk some more about the cast and crew of Vengeance Turns. And we'll also get to the massive update on the project of Vengeance Turns and where you can find more
Huge
details,
surprise.
including the Patreon accounts and the websites and the comics and, generally speaking, anything the Cabin Fever Radio
Hi, Mrs. Fury.
or Rana Films
She done left.
does in their free time. So the audience poll that I'll give for those of you who are out there on the chat, this is a Foley pack or no, what did I call it earlier? An effects pack or Foley challenge question. The sound effect of the teeth. Do you think it was an effects pack or do you think they Foleyed that somehow? So if you think it was an effects pack, go ahead and comment in the comment section the number 1. And then as many exclamation points as you want to put weight behind your confidence in that answer.
And then,
And then comment number 2 if you think they Foleyed that shit. And your giveaway, if you guess correctly, is, and I don't know if David and Bobby can maybe share one of these on the screen. I was ill prepared for this, but a pin, one of the pins.
Woo!
We're
Get
giving away a
yourself a
pin.
Vengeance Turns pin.
Get yourself a Vengeance Turns pin.
Yeah,
Here it comes.
I'll pull it up right now. Oh,
Oh, that's what she said.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's for Patreon.
Oh,
that's what
sorry.
she
Yeah,
said.
you're right. I
Oh,
need
no.
to shut up. That is a Patreon thing.
That's a Patreon thing.
Save that for behind the paywall,
Very
Rob.
That's what the hairy nipple thing. I mean, pasties.
That's the cable. There it is. So your
Here's
official
the pin.
designed
Cool
by.
Vengeance Turns pin. Designed by yours truly. I'm the one who designed it. And it is currently available on our Vengeance Turns store. But again,
$12 value.
but you will be
$12
able
value.
to get a Vengeance Turn pin. And they're all limited. And they are all come with a certificate of authenticity as well as a number on each pin. So you will be able to hold on to it, if not wear it. And as always, everything goes up in value, especially if we make money. But yes, this is the pin. As you can see, those are the sizes. It's not too big. It's about 1.5 inches or so. That's 44.45 millimeters. But yeah, this is the pin.
So there you go. That's your grand prize giveaway for the minimal effort of simply typing in either a 1 if you think it was an effects pack, or a 2 if you think they Foleyed that with some chips or something, some sort of Hollywood magic. Leave that in the comments. We'll keep an eye on the comments. With that, I'll turn it over to David Rano for our ad break.
Yes, this episode, as we all know, sponsored by Vengeance Turns. An original radio show and podcast entitled Vengeance Turns. Takes place in 1876 California. A young woman loses everything, including her beloved husband, son, and daughter, in a violent attack that leaves her for dead. And with a lust for bloody vengeance that turns her into a murderous vigilante. All 4 chapters, in their fully produced form that includes special sound effects and an original score, are available today. You can listen to Vengeance Turns on all major platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or simply get a direct link to all 4 chapters in the description below. Or simply visit vengeanceturns.com. That is vengeanceturns.com. What are you waiting for? Go check it out after the show and let us know what you think. And if you enjoy it, share it with as many people as you can. Remember, that is vengeanceturns.com. Thank you, Vengeance Turns.
Thank you, Vengeance Turns.
Thank you, Vengeance Turns.
Thank you, Vengeance
I'm not a
Turns.
billboard. I am a bob board.
I'm a bomb board.
If you didn't know that you needed some Vengeance Turns in your life, check out the podcast. You're welcome.
Well, you definitely need to check out the Vengeance Turns podcast. Where can they find it, Rob Fury?
You could find it literally on any type of podcast streaming services, such as Spotify, such as iTunes, such as iHeartRadio. And on top of that, you could especially find it on vengeanceturns.com.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful. And I love the pin. I can't see the chat box. David and Bobby, do we have any winners in the chat box down there? Any correct guessers?
So we got.
Hold on, time out, Mr. Deverano. Before you continue, we have our oblivious. Hey, hi, Mariah Hart. How you doing?
Oh yes, hello.
Oh yeah, nobody's talked to Mariah in a little while. Are you
All
checking
right,
out?
so we could go now. We just needed to. oh shit!
Why aren't they talking to me? Why don't they talk about me more?
Dear diary, they forgot about me. Now they can't even hear me. I'm talking shit, but they can't hear a
I'm
single
mic'd.
word.
You're muted.
You're muted, girl.
She knows.
I know, mother son lovers. I know. You don't want to hear what I gotta say.
There's all kinds of profanities. She
That's
said poop and pee and
It's
dummy.
for the Patreon people. Yeah.
But yeah,
After hours.
I know, right? It's definitely part of again. Patreon.com/CamFever Radio. Post show, get extra juicy deliciousness.
And you know, David and I have hours and hours of you guys talking now. We can basically make you say whatever we want.
Right? I've heard that.
Be like, what are you talking about? You son of a bitch.
Bobby, you are great. Bobby, you are great.
Oh,
you are great.
one of my favorite examples of that is a German film that I think is called Little Red Riding Hood, but it's the German word for it, so it's like Rotkopfchen or something like that. But the English dub of the movie is so impressive. The guy that they have playing like the main guy, you know, the protagonist, he has a voice like Optimus Prime for no reason. It doesn't match anything about him. He's just like, you know, how are we going to fight all these people away with the monsters at our back? And he's like, we have to try. It's ridiculous. So No, you guys are wonderful to listen to. So what I want to maybe go around and do real quick. I forget if I started a different question, but now I'm curious.
I think there was a thing about question about
David
the winner,
Rano
right?
David Rano was gonna say something and I interrupted him.
Oh, right. We might
There
have
was a question about winners.
Yeah,
we
so
were just building up the suspense there.
So first of all, say which is the winning number, and I'll tell you who won.
Well, you got to tell me.
Effects.
Somebody's got to tell me how we did that effect. Was it an effects pack or was it Foley?
Effects. Yeah,
that was an effects pack. Okay.
Sweet.
For real?
So effects pack was the real.
Celery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys-
We only Foleyed a few
That is
things.
too funny.
I found hundreds of effects online, and I bought a few myself.
Damn,
but yeah,
Bobby, why did that have to be the one that you bought?
Yeah, seriously, because I was ready for it. I was like, yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah,
Okay, we just finished that episode. Bobby's gonna hit me up in like 2 days. He's gonna need the crunch. I can't wait. I got chips, and I don't eat chips often. I try not to, and I got chips ready. Like, woo, let's do this.
So we're talking about the crunch.
You weren't eating that time.
So not the
Excuse
crunching while they were at dinner, because when they're eating like the fruit that Ghost brings, that's these guys
did bring fruit.
going.
Yeah.
And me doing that.
I'm not gonna lie, that was really awkward to do. I was like sitting in my room, like, time to eat this peach now. Like,
It was such a special thing for me though to listen to you guys doing it. Like I was telling Dave Ross and Dave Ruano the other day how it's this weird moment that you have as a director when you ask your actors to do something and you know it doesn't make sense to them and they do it. You're just like, thank you.
Thank you.
God.
For just doing
I really
it.
didn't want to. Yeah, it's like I promise this is gonna work. I
It
promise.
will be worth it.
Can you please all fart Beethoven's
Yeah.
Fifth Symphony?
Yeah.
Okay, Bobby, if you want.
Don't question the method. Just do it. Just listen.
And Mariah Hart has like the solo in it though. And she has that like juice for like a week. Like, I gotta get
Patreon.
Oh, sorry, we can't talk about Mariah Hart.
Patreon.
Rob the paywall.
So-
Well, you know,
Sorry.
He's just teasing the nipple pasties is all. He wants
He's
to
putting
guarantee
verbal
it.
nudity everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
he has
rampant.
I love how Jess B is like the most like virtuous one out of us. She's like, listen, screw this. I am a leader and I am going to be I am not down with this farting stuff. No.
On the contrary, being pregnant.
okay.
I love it, Jess. Yeah. She's like, please, I got more farts than you.
She's like,
have
virtuous?
teeth. Get
Yes.
outta here.
Fart free? No.
Nope.
The farts
I
will come.
will
for
fart
you.
in a can and I will ship it to you so you can have it.
That's a real company.
That costs money.
Yeah.
It does, but it's a flat rate box. I mean, if it fits, it ships.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Most of them fit.
Most
I gotta
fuck's sake.
figure most of them fit.
What happens to the minority?
I don't know. Yeah, you gotta pay
Extra shipping?
You get the other stamp. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
30
okay.
cents.
Got it.
Yeah.
Overblow, there's 37 extra cents. You got it in the car probably.
For fuck's sake, who won the thing?
Who
Yes.
won? Well, I can't see the names, so David,
Well,
Bobby.
I just messaged you the winner
Oh,
on via Facebook because again that's where people were commenting from.
Oh,
Oh,
And
okay.
the winner is Braxton. He was the first one.
Braxton!
Yay.
all
The
right.
right
He
answer.
jumped on that.
And
Hold
I
on.
so thought I was
Time out.
wrong too.
God damn it, Braxton.
I really thought I was wrong. I'm so excited.
Simon, you're lucky because I picked the other one. Just because I picked
Yeah.
the other one, you picked the number one, and I picked the two. Right? I know where you live, bro. Actually, I don't know where you live, so never mind.
I guess not.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
so
mind.
I feel like I'm in the clear. I will take that win. Thank you very much.
I like this. Do
You
more
continue to
trivia
hustle.
stuff. This is what people love, ladies and gentlemen. Only here at Captain Field Radio, you can win stuff because you're listening to the good stuff.
Which when my comic book review show comes back, Comic Book Corner, later this month, I will be giving away stuff every episode from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
If
yeah,
you ever have a crisis on Infinite Earths, let me know.
Yeah.
We shall talk. And
Yeah.
oh shit, this is Patreon. My
Rar.
bad. Behind the paywall. My
Behind
bad.
the paywall. So I want to ask. So now the cast can kind of take a breather here. I want to address the next couple of questions to Bobby and David, being on the production team for this project. Where did the idea come from? Why did you start working on it? What were some of the motivations for you?
Well, I was actually working on a movie called The End of Fun. And it's a movie that's all in the can. It's a long story. It's just there's some rights issues on being able to get it done. We'll talk about that outside of here. It's one of those kind of questions.
Yeah. Sorry.
But I was riding back and forth to Malibu from San Diego at the time. And when I would ride through the canyons and stuff, I just kept on kind of seeing this, like having this vision. And the vision that kept hitting me was from when I was a kid and thinking about back to those old like Clint Eastwood movies and stuff, where you always, in almost every single one of those Clint Eastwood movies, you got the same scene where the brim is down and he lifts it up and you see the eyes, like staring out, and it's this big moment. And I thought, how cool would that be to have that in a movie, but have it be a girl? And it just occurred to me out of nowhere as I'm riding through those canyons. And after that, I just every day would see this woman hallucinate this woman on this horse. I just kept thinking about it and kept thinking about it. And then I grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I don't know if you know that show because it's pretty old.
Oh yeah.
But at the beginning of that show, during the credits, you got the grass kind of swaying, and I kept that vision started going through my head as I sat down to actually write it. I thought I want to contrast. I want to take and put a movie where a couple of things that I knew I wanted to happen was I wanted it to start out with the idyllic setting of Little House on the Prairie and then just dump blood on it. You know what I mean? And then the other thing I wanted to do was to upend the spaghetti Western model of having male heroes have a female in the lead. And I wanted it to be like a big thing. And I knew I wanted her to be scalped and to survive it, Hell
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it kind of, I knew I had these little pieces of the story and I didn't write it yet, but I knew I had a plan. And I met David at the guy's house out in Malibu, who's kind of a prick, a real stupid asshole motherfucker. And neither of us liked this guy. And so we kind of gravitated to each other and just started talking about making a Western, and I said I wanted to do this. David told me about his skate history and that he would literally let people run over him on skateboards to get the right shot. And I was like, me and you got to talk, and we became friends that night and essentially have remained closer and closer friends over the past 4 years. It's just gone closer and closer. But I told him, I said, dude, I got this stupid plan that no one's ever going to go for, but you're welcome to join me if you're stupid enough. I said, I'm going to put out a casting call and I'm going to make it very hard for these actresses to get the part. Kelsey knows.
I see Kelsey confirming. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to make them read three different scenes. And I'm going to put a fourth scene in there that they have to rewrite and film.
May I say I'm going to just put in a little insert here. It took me an entire day to do my audition video, and like all told, edited down, my audition video was like 20 minutes long. So
wow,
it was
a short film. That's a short film.
I will, if Kelsey doesn't care, I will post that to the Cabin Fever stuff.
Oh, we would love to maybe see that
before they were stars.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I think based on that face, Kelsey seems very excited to share that with the public.
I won't put her on the spot. But we're putting it up. Look later.
Why do I feel like this audition tape is gonna be chock full of memes?
Oh, it will be for sure.
But it'll
be part of the Patreon, but the exclusive Patreon where they have to pay like $50 a month.
The upper
here's
level.
Here's the craziest thing about doing that is we set this incredibly high bar, and we really thought that no one would apply to it, and if it would probably just be a few that did, and if they did, they would just be the cream of the crop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got more response to that casting call in a week than I did to the previous one over 6 weeks. We had like 1,000 people in a matter of a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, this is no shit. And my mind was blown. And there were people that were from TV shows and shit. There's a show on Cinemax or something called like Strike Force or something. and Strike Back. That's what it's called. And the main actress on that show applied, submitted, and met with me and all this. And I was like,
Wow.
what the fuck is happening with my life right now?
Right.
And so, so there was all this momentum going. We had all these great meetings and stuff. And we honestly loved the shit out of Kelsey. Both of us did. And we had all these other meetings though. And finally we went with this girl named Amanda Fry. And me and David set up these auditions. We met with Amanda, all these people, but after we met with her, and she had a ranch down in Texas that we were potentially going to be able to film at. All these different things all kind of came together.
Yeah, that'd be a smart move too.
That's my side of it, David. So
he has fruit.
David's like that.
I brought fruit.
I just say it makes me really happy that you had a lot of inspiration from Little House on the Prairie, because that is still to this day my favorite effing show, and I loved it when I was young.
That show's the jam.
I have bought it still. I have the costumes. I have literally everything. Like my grandma sewed me all of it, and I love it.
Everybody just be.
That's beautiful.
If any of you guys,
everyone, ladies and gentlemen, just be.
If any of you guys ever want to read the movie script. The movie script.
How you're jamming? You were about to twerk Bobby to Little House on the Prairie.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I will twerk. I'll twerk to anything, man. I will twerk to ice cubes falling out of a tray.
That's actually, I think, what you're supposed to twerk to.
I thought you were gonna say like a song by Ice Cube, but
that too. While ice cubes are falling out of a tray, it doesn't matter. I will twerk to hummingbirds sneezing. Okay.
There you go.
There it is.
But
I have to Google that.
Okay.
It's a hummingbird sneeze.
No, if you
right
ever read the
now.
screenplay, and Dave, you've got it now. If you read the
Yes, you
screenplay
sent
for
it to me.
Vengeance Turns, there's a scene at the beginning of Vengeance Turns, the movie, that's not in the podcast, and it's the murder of the Dubois family. And the murder of the Dubois family starts off me writing, essentially describing the credits for Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you read that, it's like the grass is swaying and these kids are playing and
day.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Yeah, the grass and it's swaying and the camera
Wind
lifts
blows
up
the
and-
grass.
That's, I'm telling you, if you guys ever read it, and you'll be like, and then I just take and I dump blood on it, and these guys murder the Dubois family, and blood literally splashes across the windows, and it cuts to black.
Yeah,
I have them for all of you, by the way.
Oh, she's
Oh my
adorable.
God.
Look at that.
Jess
Look how
doesn't
many
say
I want
anything. Jess doesn't say one word, and all you have to say is "Little House on the Prairie," and she just
she's got
screamed
done.
everywhere. So
bonnets
She's
for
in.
days. She
She's
just
in.
went and got multiple options of bonnet. That was impressive.
I don't
She's
know
like-
how they were right next to me.
She just
Like,
had them.
I'm pretty sure you do know.
Yeah, no shit, you're in a Little House
This
on
is
the
from
Prairie.
my
Yeah.
last Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Like my last one, I was there.
she's like, "When
So-
are they gonna bring up Little House on the Prairie? These need to be ready."
Any minute now.
My
Any minute
pregnant
now.
actress and her husband are into Little House cosplay. Hello, America.
Like literally,
Hello,
the
America.
moment-
Welcome,
you-
welcome.
I bet you Jess had like 7 different costumes waiting, and then she's like, "Listen, I know this thing is a Q&A for Vengeance Turns. I'm putting all my Western costumes in segments. The moment he says one of them, husband, get up on that." You didn't see her
Maybe-
go like, "Give me." Yeah, we saw that, Jess. Yeah.
Maybe we'll inspire Bobby to twerk to the theme of Little House on the Prairie.
Somebody get a tray of ice cubes.
There's got to be like a trap and a lo-fi remix of that theme somewhere on the internet. You know, there's both of those.
You know, it's like dun, 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 plow, 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 plow,
That's pretty
plow,
solid.
plow, dun, dun, dun. Plow, 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 plow.
Jess doesn't like that. You ruined it. You
She's
ruined
like,
it for
"What
her.
Skrillex bullshit is that? You better put it away." I'm sorry, I should have went Chainsmokers.
Now she's got her upset bonnet on.
See her Chainsmokers,
I have
she's
a
like,
bonnet for
"Oh,
every mood.
Yeah.
that's the same bonnet."
This is the bonnet for the dark season arcs.
So,
Not
Ruwana,
Bobby Smith, not
did
Jesse
you have-
B, not
did
Baby
you-
Rouse.
did you have anything to add to that story there, Ruano, before we go any further down the gutter?
No, that was he pretty much covered a lot of it. One of the things that I had when we first met was, again, I was telling him a little bit about my background, because I worked with a skate magazine based in Long Beach, and it's true, like you as a cinematographer, you have to get the shot. And in sports, you either go big or go home. And there has been a couple times where I think I still have some of the clips where I did get hit by boards, protecting the camera and getting the shot. And it was one of those things where when he mentioned Western, that he wanted to do a Western, I really enjoy Westerns a lot, especially like spaghetti Westerns, Sergio Leone, and the trilogy that he did with Clint Eastwood. And one of the things, just reading some behind the scenes on some of those films, is Clint Eastwood, his outfit for the first movie that they did, which was A Fistful of Dollars, his whole outfit, his hat and everything, they only had one of. So he had to take his costume home with him or to the hotel and then bring it every single time.
Clint was wardrobe.
Wow.
So nobody can steal it or nobody can lose it. He had to take care of it.
Accountability, my friends.
Yeah. And then on a couple other shots, Sergio Leone was like, oh, they're doing constructions like 2 blocks down from where we were filming. It's like, can we borrow your cherry picker for like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, and again, it was we get the shot or just find a way to get another shot.
Yeah.
Right.
So like just having that mentality, again, growing up in skateboarding, it's literally, we have to go to a spot, find the best skate solution that we can, the best trick that we can do, and get it, or go home bruised with nothing.
And so
literally
just a few months
in that case,
and so just a few months after David and I meet to make this point, like, come home to you guys, we are in Dallas, not in Dallas, Texas, in Bandera, Texas, way south. And we're at this ranch in Bandera, Texas. This is only about 6 months after we had met, and he had made this statement that I will let a skateboard run over me or whatever. And I told him, well, a horse might need to run over you. He's like, let's do it.
Yeah, whatever. For the shot.
So we go out there to this ranch and we're riding horses. David's never ridden a horse in his life. And I'm like, hey, will you get on that thing backwards holding your very expensive cinema camera? And he's like, why not? And he did. He rode a horse backwards holding his cinema camera.
Yeah.
So and that tells you that there's no bullshit from the guy.
Yeah.
And I do have some of the films, and like, again, a little bit behind the scenes on that, because we took a little scenic tour, because again, it's a ranch that has scenic tours, so everybody gets on horses, blah blah blah.
I fell off my horse.
He fell off the horse, and I have the footage for it. Filmed from the horse.
Oh, beautiful!
And you just see him go like, oh.
Yeah. And that is available for the $100 Patreon subscription.
Yeah,
that's the Patreon stuff, right?
Yeah, then you get into the America's Funniest Home Video stuff that we do backstage here at Cabin Fever Radio. Well,
Marissa, she's like, did it trample his ass?
We're running low on the hour, so I want to do a quick lightning round through the cast. So thank you, David. Thank you, Bobby, for walking us through some of your motivations, some of the inspirations that you had in writing the story and having it all come together. It's impressive.
Thank you, dude.
Lightning round through the cast. We're going to start with Mariah Hart. What was your favorite line from the movie? Or from the Mariah Hart? Wait, no, I'm sorry. It's Mariah Martin. Let me get it right here. It's Mariah Hart.
Goodbye. I'm out.
Mariah Harton. It's Marissa.
Bye.
Okay, Braxton. Braxton, what was your favorite line?
Braxton Hart.
Oh my gosh. So it'll be the line that I did, obviously. Where I'm like, no, Mia, it was my daddy. My daddy did it. Because when I was auditioning for when I saw the casting list, that was the side that I had to audition with. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. Like, I would love to like try this out. So I did it and I loved it then, and it was really fun doing it in the show, bouncing off of Kelsey. And yeah, so that's it.
All right, beautiful. Mariah Hart, what was your favorite line?
Probably at the beginning, she was like, "Did I say I was ready to go?"
Oh,
Train was like,
that would be your favorite line.
Yeah, well, it is. So
yeah, Mariah, wasn't that a line you gave me? I don't think that was in the original script, you guys. I think she insisted that I include that.
And Jess B, what was your favorite line?
Honestly, there's so many amazing ones, but maybe because of the delivery, I loved when Delicate Poison gets shot and Gloria's reaction and just like So maybe it was Marissa's like reading in it, but just there was just so much heart and just so much like it just shows how like close they were, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, you felt that bit.
No,
That was a
no,
good bit.
no.
No. Marissa, what was your favorite line?
Oh goodness, I had so much fun playing Gloria. I liked so many of the lines, but I do think I have to go with. You got some nice teeth, boy. You got some nice looking teeth, boy.
I'm just tired of the disrespect from this cast, but all right.
Somehow knew
Tell
it
me
was gonna
about
be
it.
the teeth.
Tell me about it. Don't get me
I knew it
started.
was gonna be the teeth. Tell me about it. Rob, Fury, what was your favorite line?
I could probably say my favorite line because I'm going to be paraphrasing. Was my line to my co-star Braxton Ray, aka Simon, and when I was telling him, "Boy, if you ain't gonna do it now, you ain't never gonna be a man, boy. Don't make me come get you. If I find you, I'm gonna kill you. Get out of here, boy." And I was like, when I first did that, I was like, damn, there is some father-son issues up in this.
It's rough
shit.
stuff. Braxton, did you know that Rob was making that face while doing the voice?
Oh no, but let me
I
tell you,
didn't.
the first episode when I heard that voice, I just heard this grab like, "Oh, I'm Jefferson Coltrane." I was like, "Ooh, I need to exit." Actually, so.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
a Rob Fury impersonation of Jefferson Coltrane?
It was
good, dude. Won't it? It was
It
good.
was very meta, but yeah, I think so. All right, Kelsey Jaffer, what was your favorite line?
Probably, honestly, the whole scene in part 3 where Mia is torturing and interrogating Gomez. I think that's just like peak Mia right there, and it was so fun because you don't often get to see her like being like threatening and like terrifying, and then also like being like calculating and planning at the same time. You often like see those separate, so she got to be both. And one of the lines in there was actually like a line that I had to say for my audition 3 years ago, so so much fun.
Awesome. Bobby, what was your favorite line?
I think that there's a couple, but my two favorite passages in it are the first part where Delicate and Ghost are explaining to Simon what the lost people are, and he explains the whole thing about, because it really is my philosophy, and I injected my own philosophy directly into it very narcissistically.
Yeah, how dare you
about the idea
tell a story on purpose.
But the idea that when the sky is belched smoke and the rivers are piss, that we are all lost, you know? And I felt like that since I was a kid, you know? And that's where I feel like that we live today. And people that are like climate deniers and stuff like that, it's completely fucking insane to me. And that ties to the other favorite line, which is at the end, and it comes from Jefferson, and these are very connected. And it's the idea where Jefferson tells Mia that in the future, the only color people are going to see is gold, because if you can make money for them, it won't matter what color you are. And I think that we live we don't live in a race-free world at all right now, but I do think we live in a world that money overpowers race, that gold is the color, green is the color.
Effectively, green is the color,
you know? And I think that a lot of the whole white thing, the whole thing that we're going through right now is honestly white people trying to hang on to money. Do you know what I mean? So that's
I think that's pretty much always what it is.
That's what, but that's what I mean. So it's a social. That's what I mean, though, as far as that, it's, you know, it's more about the color. It's the money, and it's you know, it's fucking insane to watch people make the decisions that they make with their lives and do it based solely upon their ability to get paid for it. You know, if I were living like that, we would not have this story.
Yeah. Well, not to put too positive a spin on it, but you can definitely hear your outlook on humanity echoing through this whole story.
Yeah. There's a lot about family, and there's a lot about greed and corporatism.
Bobby, I really love the line about lost people that Delicate says. I didn't want to butcher it because like I was thinking about that passage, but like I don't like being put on the spot, so I couldn't really think. I would have to love that little monologue.
That's it's a powerful moment, man, and it describes a lot. And I was kind of joking with Ivan the other day, and I don't know if it's a joke or not actually. And I was saying that if I got to make a movie out of this, and if it became a trilogy, that I would love, very interestingly, to see the third part be like a political drama, like a political thriller,
like
a
how it
spy
all
movie.
turned out when all the warring settled down and they had to get into the commas of things.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
interesting.
of course, Mariah Hart would be in the entire trilogy.
Oh well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
somebody's got to keep the title.
Hester never dies.
if Hester, well, the corporation never dies. You
The
know,
corporation
lives forever.
I
As long as there's money to
feel like
Never,
Hester's one of those people that no matter what happens, like she'll end up unscathed.
She's like
You know
she's
what I'm
like
saying?
Jason Voorhees. Like you can hit her with
Oh
a car,
my-
but she'll stand back up.
Because
if we
she's
get to-
the
if we get to-
woman
you were
behind a
abused by, like-
corporation.
If we get to make a second story, you guys will find out exactly how wrong you are.
Right, I know. All right.
I'm not gonna die. That's my
She basically
contract.
gets skinned,
Yeah, she's-
like she gets her throat cut within like the first 2 minutes. Be like, hey, Hester, we knew that was you. Goodbye. Like,
Oh no, it would be the end of it, but yeah, it would be a heist movie. The second one would be a heist movie that peaked
Ocean's
with
11.
Yeah, that's
with,
the
like,
one where the
Hester's-
motorcycles are going to come in.
Oh yeah,
Right.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Motorcycles weren't even at that time. What kind of Doctor Who type of?
Yeah, we're digging it.
The second one is a
We-
steampunk drama. Yeah, it's like
It's a
goes
steampunk.
steampunk. Yeah.
Elseworld
Well,
thing. It's the
we can't afford horses and horse wranglers, so motorcycles it is.
So motorcycles, they're actually cheaper.
Or
So
just
What
do
about
the
the
Monty Python.
motorcycles?
Wranglers?
Hold on, time out. We can afford motorcycles because I do have a motorcycles license.
well,
would make a
we'll talk.
motorcycle
We'll
movie.
talk offline. We'll talk behind the paywall.
Yes.
So David Rono, just quickly, what was your favorite line from the movie? Or the sorry, I keep saying that. The
I
radio
brought
play.
Podcast,
Vengeance Turns.
project.
The project.
My
What's your favorite line?
I have a couple of fun lines that I say, but one of my favorites is, "I brought fruit,"
Fucking knew it was gonna be the fruit.
because I did.
It's really
I brought fruit.
That's my favorite too. I mean, that was where the inspiration.
What else did I
me
bring?
really
Like,
started.
why
Yeah.
else would I be there?
that really ties into David's everyday life as well.
I
It
brought.
did, yeah. It did. That line in particular made that whole character and that whole scene and really, and Bobby, the whole story just click for me.
Yeah.
Right
It
when David Rono said
encapsulated
he
it,
had
yeah.
Can that be
fruit.
the tagline?
It was
So-
everything I needed.
And that
Interestingly
was
enough,
great writing too.
Yeah.
Great
In the
writing.
Is
original-
that the title of the next one though?
I have fruit.
Vengeance
Yeah,
Turns
yeah.
I
Part
brought
2.
fruit.
no, that's
brought
the
fruit.
that's Ghost's
That's-
story.
That's
Like,
the
That's
tagline and the
Oh
hashtag.
yeah, the spin-off.
version.
The
Oh
spin-off.
no!
Yeah.
It's
For the
Vengeance
marketing
Turns
bit.
Part 2.
when
No
in-
more
Vengeance
fruit.
Turns.
Just
in
piss.
the
Part
in the
two.
movie and the screenplay for that scene, actually Mia is sitting there like undressed. She's sitting there like
Ooh,
undressed and not
Mia.
caring. And Simon and
Girl, shoot.
Ghost walk in, and Ghost, who's this big tough badass, says, "I brought fruit," and then he kind of stops dead in his tracks because he sees Mia sitting there naked. And that's really where this all came from, was the idea that this guy, who's this big badass, gets thrown off guard, even as a native, when he sees this woman that he's attracted to sitting there scarred up and naked.
So
very hot.
basically, he
It's
says,
endearing, yeah.
I have fruit. She's like, well, I have peaches. He's like, uh-oh, I think I have cream.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
He did not say that. He did.
Oh no.
He says,
Yeah.
"I brought fruit," and
Ghost.
she says,
It's-
"That's right, you did."
I'm just
Someone
saying,
hear
like,
something?
he looks so innocent. So
I
it's
didn't
like,
hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
okay.
What?
They're making
Yeah,
paywall
No.
jokes
No.
again.
Oh my lord.
The stream was
This is the
breaking up
stuff
a
that
little.
you see on our Patreon, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen. This is why
everybody-
need
You
to
want
be on our
more?
Patreon.
You guys are so phenomenal. We got to wrap it up because we're at the hour, but let me just give a massive thank you and also a congratulations to the cast and crew of Vengeance
thank you,
Turns, story saga. Huge round of applause. I know the chat room is probably clapping as well, or at least they should be. A lot of work went into this, a lot of talent went into this, a lot of heart went into this, and you can tell. So thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for being a part of it. And thank you for doing this whole thing in the middle of every other thing. It's neat.
And
Good
thank
one.
you for being a wonderful interviewer.
Yeah, you
thank you,
killed
Dave.
that.
You've
You
been
did
awesome.
that. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
It's
And
the
then
hat.
we still have, it's definitely the hat. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's like
thanks for bringing the
I get a
thing
hat
and
for
doing the
every
thing
occasion.
and saying your thing.
Yeah.
Nicely put. Nicely.
Yeah. So we have the big announcement, and I want to kind of split this between the guys.
So my question to you: do you want let me know? Do you want me to stop the stream or after the stream?
I think we announce it on the stream,
Let it go.
right?
Let's go
and
with-
then
let's
I'll
go
turn
with the
it over to
stream.
you and Bobby. You guys can say whatever you want, but I'll give the initial bit because I was super excited that you were like, you guys, like, you get to tell them.
Yes.
Because not taking part in the initial production of Vengeance Turns and not having a part in any of the story development or any of the thing that you guys were doing, approaching this story from the outside, as soon as I actually started listening to it, I was immediately motivated to try to do whatever I could to help the project. We started calling things around. We worked a lot of stuff out. Bobby and David have been firing stuff back to me relentlessly. We finally have it all worked out, and I'm happy to announce for the first time to some of you, and for the, 12th time to Bobby and David, that Neighborhood of Autumn, we're going to begin production on the feature-length film of Vengeance Turns. We've got funding, locations, and everything that we need. All the problems.
Wow.
Shut the fuck
We are
up.
going to do it. In talking with Bobby and David, a lot of the roles are going to be kind of up for grabs again because we got to look for celebrity people. But everybody who was involved, I made them promise to say this, so I get to say it. Everybody who was involved in the doing of the Vengeance Turns original thing has some sort of something to do on the movie. Whether you get to be the original character you were playing or not, some of that doesn't make sense for the radio play format transition into the feature length, but we are moving on a feature length film. Scale and scope of like Tombstone, probably, for Vengeance Turns beginning in autumn. So there you go. I'll turn it over to David and Bobby. But that was all because of your guys' podcast, your guys' passion level, your guys' attention to this characters and the story that's going out there. You're actually going to get to make it.
Yes.
I'll just say I never thought this was going to happen,
Yeah.
and turn it over to David.
Honestly, I'm not shocked. I'm a little shocked, but I'm also not shocked because I absolutely 100%, when I read this script, knew you had something here.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna second that. You said that right from the
Yeah.
beginning, and I'm gonna give you your props because you said that right from the beginning. I remember my first little episode. You were like, "This is something. I'm getting all my friends to watch this. This is something." So you called that. You did.
Marissa has been a really good cheerleader throughout.
Yeah.
Well,
And again, I do want to thank.
We don't care for each other
everyone.
much, but we
Yeah.
respect each other's art.
Yeah. No, I do want to give a big thanks to everyone, especially David Ross, for, like, again, he wasn't part of the recording, but his passion as part of Cabin Fever Radio, just helping out with Cabin Fever Radio behind the scenes and all that fun stuff. It's a very, very emotional thing, well, for us, Bobby and I, to be able to put this onto film. Because again, we've been trying for the past 3.5, almost 4 years, and there's been struggles, as there always are. But just by finishing a radio version, we were able to have it finished in some way, and now we can focus on doing a feature-length film, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Is it going to be easy? Of course not.
No.
But
No.
it will be amazing. And again, I want to thank every single one of you from the bottom of my heart, and our audience listeners as well, for just letting us continue to do this, to be able to bring something else to the table. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Bobby?
No, I want to thank you guys too. And it's unbelievable. It doesn't seem real, with everything else going on in the world. But it is. So let's make a movie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
make a movie.
I knew that was the right term.
This is nuts, dude. Like,
Kelsey, I think out of everybody, Kelsey knows the most because she's been there since audition.
like I've believed in this thing for so long. I just don't believe in the industry, like, very easily, And so this is nuts. Like, we've been trying. Well, not we. Like I've been, hanging on the coattails of Mr. David Ruano and Mr. Mr. Bobby for a couple years. But this is nuts, guys. Like just watching as they try to make it happen and trying to pitch in what little ways I can. But this is crazy.
It's really weird the way the universe works, and it says a lot about not giving up on your dreams, because sometimes you feel like you don't have a choice, quite honestly, and that's the way I felt. I feel like I almost intentionally painted myself into a corner about 3 years ago, where I was joking with David about this. He's heard me joke about it a lot, that I feel like that the two rules about making art or whatever, is that rule number one is make art. Rule number one is stay alive. Rule number two is make art, because you can't do number two if you don't do number one, and so I've almost intentionally painted myself into a corner where it was literally succeed or die. It's either do this or you're going to die. I mean, and I'm not putting too fine a point on it. David knows this is a fact. Kelsey honestly knows this. I don't know if she really recalls it, but I spent over 3 months living in my car because of my dedication to this fucking movie and my refusal to let go of it. Having friends all over the country tell me, if you'll just get your shit together and stop it with this, I'll give you the money. If you'll go back to teaching and you'll do this and you'll do that, I'll give you the money. But I'm not going to help you if this is all you're going to talk about is this goddamn Western. And I was like, well, I'll talk to you in a couple of years, bro.
Yeah, well then.
I would have told you to come live on my couch and continue writing that.
Yeah, just let him be wrong about it.
Yeah.
Wave at them from the Oscars, Bobby.
Yeah.
But I do again. I say that it's really strange the way that the universe works, guys, because it's weird. Because it's weird. I'm not wanting to use words like faith because it's not a religious thing. It's for me. But it's faith in ourselves and faith in your ability. Like in the story where the voice from darkness tells Mia that either every day is going to shape and create and destroy you, or you will create and shape each day. If fate takes over on your life, it's going to create and shape and destroy you. You have an option. If you want to leave off the destroy, you take over and create and shape each day. And so when this whole fucking crisis started, I was probably as ready or more ready than anybody in this fucking country to crumble. Because I went through terrible shit last year. It's just been terrible shit after terrible shit financially and stuff. And when the crisis hit, instead of like folding, I went the exact opposite direction. I told David, I was like, dude, I'm using this. Everybody else is going to be bitching and moaning, and I'm going to every day take advantage of the fact that we're locked up. And I did something called 2 weeks of Wild Love, where I started taking 2 weeks and telling people about a band that I had in the 90s called Wild Love Rebellion, and why it was called Wild Love Rebellion, and how I believed in the universal love and that would overcome and all this shit. And as we're doing that, me and David start talking about doing Cabin Fever radio novellas. And I'm like, of course we should do that, because
Definitely.
it gives us a way to stay connected and to connect with other artists. And it's not about making money. It's not about getting rich. It's about us finding something to do and staying connected and keeping, while other people are letting what's going on dull them. We're refusing. Let's not. Let's sharpen ourselves while everybody else is getting dull and going down the drain. Let's sharpen ourselves and get on a path. And I'd had no idea that there would be any kind of payoff. I didn't do it with the idea that there would be a payoff. I just did it. And the universe works really strangely. And I want to thank all of you guys. And that means you, Kelsey, for sticking by this for so long. David, Braxton, Rob, Marissa, Mariah, Jess B, and now you, Dave. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you for the story. Round of applause for everybody. I think we're running out of time on the stream. So, David, do you want to bumper us out?
Yes. And just a quick note again. Thank you, audience, for sticking with us. Because, again, like I say every single time, we are an isolated group of talented actors and creators. But we are coming together to stave off our madness, literally, so we can entertain not only you guys, but keep our sanity and our strengths, our skills honed. So when we get out of this, we can create more for you guys. And again, that has been today's Cabin Fever Radio special event. Thank you guys for watching. Signing off.